Next up, past relationships. Past relationships is very, very, very important when you're talking about the whole realm of relationships. It's so important because past relationships basically mold you into the person that you are in future relationships. In past relationships, you learn so many things. You learn what your turnoffs are. You learn the things that turn you on, the things that make you happy, the different things that different people do in relationships. So if you can think back at those past relationships, those things that made you happy, we can definitely help you mold your future relationship into the relationship that you want.
The purpose of this lesson is to identify every roadblock that gets in the way of you having a happy, healthy, successful, committed, and connected relationship. So, we not only want you to have a happy, healthy, and successful relationship, but most importantly, we want you to have a committed and connected relationship with your mate. We want you to be committed and connected to who you are, and most importantly, who they are. We want you to be able to kind of identify exactly what happened in your past and see exactly what it is that you need for your future by identifying what it was in your past that caused the issues to be present within your future. Sometimes the baggage from our past stops us from enjoying our future. And so, what we want to do is leave the past in the past, but also learn from the past so that we can start to move forward toward a happier future. In talking about past relationships, we want you to just think about and identify, and of course, we want you to write these things down because that's what we love to do. We want you to write them down so that you can memorize them, like we stated in our previous lesson. But yeah, so we just want you to think about and write down a couple deal breakers within the past relationship. So some deal breakers could be, these are things that you're like, I can't handle that. This was the breaking point for the relationship. So maybe they were a liar, they were a cheater, maybe they smoked or drank excessively, maybe they were horrible at managing their money. They may have been a user, so maybe they really wasn't there for you and for who you are. They were just there for what you had or what you could offer them. We also want you to identify issues that you could have created but didn't even realize it until it was too late. So, some things that you could have created and didn't even realize that you were creating it until the relationship was over. So, maybe you were a nagger. Maybe you wore the wrong pants. So, maybe you were trying to be the man instead of allowing the man to be the man. Maybe you were aggressive within a relationship when this person was looking for someone who was more of a pleasant person. You maybe were too aggressive in a relationship, or maybe you didn't really have good communication skills. Maybe you were someone who liked to text a lot, whereas your mate was someone who always wanted to have face to face communication, but that wasn't who you were. So just being able to identify some things that, some problems and issues that you could have created and didn't even realize that you were creating it. But now looking back on it, you can see exactly what the issue was. And then we also want you to just think of three qualities from your past that you should keep for your future. So these are things that you are awesome at. Maybe you were an awesome communicator. You communicated very well, and in your past relationship, that was one thing that was just the thing that was on point for you. Don't judge me for this family feud answer that I'm about to give, but maybe you were a good snuggler. Like after an intense session, you really wanted to snuggle and you did that very well. If that's something that you thought was a positive, we want you to hold on to that and take that into your new relationship if your mate likes that as well.
Go over the quality that your current mate has that your previous mate didn't. This one's a really good one because that's probably the reason you're not with your previous mate right now. Your current situation could be your mate is very protect. Yes, so maybe he was a protector and this guy is not that. All right, wait, I got a little tongue twisted. I meant to say your current guy is and your previous guy isn't. So let's take this into consideration. So you have a current mate now and he's very protective. Your previous mate wasn't protective at all. Let's take this situation of a lady walking down the street with her mate. If your mate, which is the man, it should be the protector, is walking on the inside of the street, ladies, total no. You should never be on the outside. You should never be closest to the street. Guys, if you didn't know that, now you know. Next, think about the things that you could have done to sabotage your past relationships. One key thing is listening to your parents in excess. So if your parents are let's use a single parent. So if your single parent is telling you how to have a relationship, the key point is they're single. The only things that they could help you with is the things that made them single. They can't give you relationship pointers about a good relationship if they don't have a good relationship themselves. And that goes for girlfriends, sisters, siblings, whatever, whoever. If they don't have a good relationship, you shouldn't listen to them if you want good relationship information or good relationship details. Think about your past that may have continued to influence your future. So let's take my wife, for instance. Her father and mother taught her how to be a very, very strong female. So if she didn't get me, which is a strong male, then she would have been lost, or her mate wouldn't have been able to deal with the strong female that she is. Basically, she needed a strong male to be able to deal with the strong female that she is. So in closing, we just want you to think about all of these situations. Just think hard about them so that you can come up with a plan to perfect your future relationships.
Our accountability sheet for lesson number 4. I love the accountability sheet, y'all. Of course, I don't know if you can see or hear that. It's me, Atia, always the one doing the accountability sheet just because I love it. This is something for me that really brings it all to life. It really helps us hold you guys accountable, and it also helps hold us accountable just to make sure that we're giving you, the nuggets that you need to have that happy and healthy and successful relationship, right? So in this one, we just want you, very simple, just to list 5 things, good or bad, that you learned from a past relationship. That's it. Just simple, right? 5 things, good or bad, that you learned from a past relationship. And the only reason why in this lesson we only gave 5 is because, as you can see in that previous slide, there were a lot of things that we wanted you to do. So in essence, we want you to think about those, but then we also want you to list 5 things, good or bad, that you learned from a past relationship, so that when we get on the call, we can go over them. And because we want every lesson to be detailed to your specific relationship goals. All right. So right now in the lessons, we're just digging in a little bit, but on the calls, we want to dig in so that they are specific to your goals. Until next time, help us help you take the madness out of matrimony.